Hello and welcome. And if you're watching on Facebook, hello. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. This is Stephen live from Wiltshire, England, and you're watching Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen live on Be Live, logo top right hand corner. Okay, I'm just waiting for everything to connect because we're going to multiple places today. So I'm going to preview, and hopefully in a second I will be able to go live on Amazon Live. That's the plan anyway. So just waiting. It's taking a little while. And we're ready. Okay. So we're going live on Amazon Live. I've got a little thing today insofar as my iPad has gone into landscape mode. Never mind. Okay, so that's time for me to appear on screen. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're here, and I just need to make one adjustment. I need to move a bit this way. Okay, and we're good. And we are live, which is absolutely brilliant. So it's Thursday. It's 4 p.m. in the UK. It's 11 a.m. Eastern. And it's time for Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. And we're going to be looking at the items that you can see over here. Now, this is live. This is my demonstration area. And you can see the OBSBot camera there. You can see the Lume Cube stand, which we're going to be looking at first. So that's there. And I'm just waiting for things to come through into my studio. And I think that's the one. Go there and go there. And all things being equal. No, that's not it. Okay, we've got a confusion. I've got confusion reigns. Just a moment. There's the right. Okay, so we're working without carousel today. Noted. So we're going to use the carousel that's on Amazon Live. So I can't show you pictures in the studio, but I can show you on Amazon Live. So the first thing we're going to look at is the Lume Cube stand. Just a note, picture down below is of the Casey Canal in Devizes, and on that particular day, which was last week, it was frozen, and it was frozen the week before as well. Photographs that you're looking at were taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is down the carousel, which we will be talking about. And there you have it. And that's where I do my training. That's where I do my walking and wear my Fitbit. And the Fitbit appears in the picture. Lights, camera, action. So we've got a camera, we've got a microphone, but we're going to start off with a light. There are three things. There are three things which are important in a live broadcast. One is the camera. We're going to be looking at some 4K cameras during this broadcast. Second is the microphone, and you're listening to the Elgato Wave 3 at the moment, which is down in the carousel. I've got Blue Yeti in the background as well, waiting to get on stage. And then the third thing is lighting. Now, if I go here and I go here, I can use software to switch my light on. So I now look brighter, and that's because of the Logitech Litra Glow light, which is now down in the carousel at $59. Just need my glasses because I'm reading small today. $59.99. And if I go over here, come back to the Lume Cube in a moment, but this is the Logitech Litra Glow light. Down the carousel, this is the first light that Logitech actually produced. And there it is. Now, lighting is important. If you don't get the lighting right, you can't use a green screen, as I demonstrate tomorrow on the show tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. You need lighting. Now, I used to have two soft boxes, one either side of me, and they used to shine light onto the wall, reflected back on me. It's perfect. But soft boxes are made of fabric. The fabric started to wear and tear. So I was looking for something new. And my good friend, Marco Novo, was with the gentleman from Logitech and showed this light. And this light is very versatile. It's the only light you need. It's designed for gamers and for broadcasters. It's safe to use 24 hours a day. It's not a bright light. It's not in your face. It just basically brightens things up. As we can see, if I turn it off again, you will see that there is a difference when I turn the light off. I'm not as well lit. So switch the light back on. Okay, so when you get the light, it's like this. Okay, and the first thing is that the light is extendable. So you can actually make it about 12 inches really, and then bring it back down again. You can bend the light forward. You can twist the light left and right. Okay, so you can have it at the angle that you want. It goes over the back of your monitor, like so, and basically you are then able to sort the light out, because on the back you've got the controls on-off switch, you've got the temperature, and you've got a brightness control, and you can control the light using those. But if I had to do that now, I would actually have to lean over. So that's why there is software, and I'm going to show you the software now. If I just get rid of that and I go over here and I share my screen, this is the software that allows you to control the light. And I'm going here and here and here. The software is called Logitech G Hub. Okay, so let's bring the software on screen, and then let's put me on screen with the software so you can see us both together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically bring the software over here, or not. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide that, switch that camera off, and you end up with me and the software. Okay, so with the software, you can switch the light off and on. So if I go here and I switch the light off, I'm just using the software that you see on screen. I can switch the light off, so I can control it from my desktop. I can get the light to start as soon as I switch the camera on. So you can actually link them together. And then it comes with 6 presets. And you can choose from the 6 presets the type of lighting you want according to the time of day. So you've got a bright light in the morning, then you've got a cozy light, and then you've got cozy candlelight, which is quite good. So every time that I'm actually changing the light, then it's affecting the way that I look on camera. Now you can set up your own preset by simply going down to here. That's a bit bright, so I can reduce the temperature and I can reduce the brightness. That's it. So what you have is total control over the lighting. It's made to be used all day, and a few quick features. If I go here, I can tell you that just a minute. I go to here. I think I've got information on the light. I swear I had. Okay, the light is actually called, and this is a mouthful, but I'm going to go with it, Logitech Litra Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. It's down in the carousel. It's $59.99. It is True Soft Light, okay, which is the trademark they've given it. It's adjustable. You can actually take the light off and put it onto a mount. So you could take the light off, and if I get this working, you can actually put it onto a tripod, like the one I'm going to show you in a moment, which is a Lume Cube, and the light would just go on top, twist it off here, put it on top, and then you can put the lighting wherever you want and you can angle it. It has brightness and color settings, as we saw on the back. Okay, and in addition to that, it's got the desktop app, which I'm showing you. It's got natural skin tones with a radiant look and freedom of light placement. Just looked at, you can put it on the back of your monitor, or you can actually put it on a tripod. And we're using the free software that comes with, I'm just waiting for something to go. We're using the free software, Logitech G Hub, to actually control the light. Okay, so I'm going to stop screen sharing now. I'm going to come back to me. Okay, I'm going to close the tab. Okay, and I'm freeing up resources so that everything's perfect now. At least I think it's perfect. Okay, hello and welcome. That's our first item of the day, which Logitech Litra Glow Light. If I go back over here and I click that one, then I can go here and say, welcome to the broadcast with Stephen, live from England. And the broadcast is called Lights, Camera, Action. Now, a thing to know. I'm one of thousands of Amazon Live broadcasters. We are here to help you get the most out of Amazon.com. This is a free resource. If you click Logitech Litra Glow Light down in the carousel, it will take you to the page. And then you can read the reviews. You can watch the videos, the reviews that have been done as well. But this that you're looking at now is live. This is not a recording. This is me. It is currently, just a minute. It is currently just after 4 o'clock in the UK. So this is live. So you can ask questions live. If you've got any questions about anything that's in the carousel, if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, please do ask. I'm here to answer your questions. Simple as. Okay, but thank you for watching. And let's go over here to the next item we're going to look at, which is, if I go and try this just a second, I'm going to switch that camera on. I'm going to go picture in picture, and there we have it. And the next item we're looking at down in the carousel is the Loom Cube 30-inch stand. Now, I just look, this is a classic design. It just looks good. I mean, it's great wherever you go. Now, the thing is, it's a tripod, so you've got 3 legs at the bottom, which you can lock into place. You can adjust the height with the legs and then just lock it. You've got the central tube, which is 12 inches, which you can extend to 30 inches. And then on top, you have a ball joint. And that ball joint, you can lock into place and put the camera on top, as I've done here. I've got the Obspot camera on top. Or you can put a light on, like the Logitech Litra Glow Light we just looked at a moment ago, and you can angle it. Okay, so you've got total control over the light. So light or camera on this tripod. Tripod is $34.99. The only thing I can say about it is solid, and it's a classic design. I just love design. I love the lamical stands, which we'll be looking at later. So that is the Loom Cube stand. And it's my preferred way of actually mounting my Obspot camera. I'll explain why later. Now, the next thing down in the carousel is this. Okay, and this is the PowerDewise lapel microphone. Now, I do a lot of recording and video on my mobile phone, and this mobile phone is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's the best mobile phone I've had. I know there's an S23 coming out in February, but this is the best until it does. Okay, but the thing about this is that when you're actually shooting video, you can use the internal microphone, or if you want better sound, you use an external microphone, and the PowerDewise is the best that I've found. Now I'm going to put things down and I'm going to show you how to install it. Okay, because this is a practical broadcast, and I'm going to show you how to install this. So I'm going to take it out of the bag. Okay, it comes in a case which you can carry around with you, and on the back it says, "Words can change lives, record them perfectly." Yeah, and if I put that closer to the camera, you can actually see what it says. Okay, now this is a world of difference between using an inbuilt microphone and an external microphone. The technology behind the lapel microphone is very, very simple. You absorb the sound. To install it, if we look at it, this is it, you've got the microphone's got a little cover on it. Then next to that, you've got a crocodile clip. Crocodile clip. Open the crocodile clip. Stand up. Clip it on your clothing, and it will take a second, providing you're not on live video and trying to do it. That's it. That is the microphone actually installed. You just plug it onto your clothing. Just a second. Let's try and do that again, shall we? I shouldn't have done that bit stood up. I'm better off sitting down. All right, so the microphone is actually installed. Yeah. Now, the next thing you need to do, right? So you've got it on your body. You're going to absorb all the sound around you, and the first sound that's going to be heard is your voice. So the next thing you want to do is you want to plug it into your mobile phone. Okay, so those are the sockets on the bottom of the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and you can see there is nowhere for this to go. So you need a widget, and the widget you need is here, and this is in the carousel too. And what this does, and put the phone down a minute, is basically if I plug that into there, so the audio cable goes into there, the other end of it is a USB-C, and I take the USB-C and I plug it into the phone. That's it, in seconds. Yeah. So the benefit of using the Pearl microphone is you get high quality sound, and your voice is the first thing that's heard. Any sound that's going around you is absorbed by your body. Now, true story, I am a Udemy instructor. Udemy, quite probably the best provider of online courses in the world. And when I started on Udemy 6 years ago, they said, right, okay, you've got two choices. When you're recording, we expect you to create perfect video because people are paying for it. Now, the video is not a problem, but the sound is. What we don't want is any echo on your audio. So they said, right, what you need to do is go out. You've got two choices. You can either soundproof the whole of your room, or you can get a lapel microphone. Guess which I did? I got the lapel microphone. I recorded hundreds of videos on Udemy, and 15,000 people actually enjoy the videos on Udemy because it's got clear sound, because I use this very lapel microphone. So it's great for recording content. Okay, it's great for going live. If you're a broadcaster and you don't have an external microphone, you can plug this microphone into your PC or Mac and it will just work. Yeah, and onto your body, and that's it. You are a one-man sound studio because it simply works and you get better quality. I mean, the videos that I make, I go out with the phone and the microphone and I shoot video of Stonehenge and Salisbury and Cathedral and Avebury, and I know, because I'm wearing the microphone, the sound is going to be good. If I'm in a crowd, the first voice that's heard is mine. So the lapel microphone makes a great deal of difference to the quality of sound on your videos. And today it is 12% off. It's $39.99. It's down in the carousel, and that's it. So to uninstall it, take that off there. Okay, put the phone on its stand, which is what I'm doing at the moment. You can leave the widget, the 3.5mm widget to USB-C widget attached. Okay, then you don't lose it. Then basically you can uninstall the microphone. So we've got the microphone there with the clip. And then you can actually just gently take the carrying pouch, put it back in the carrying pouch. And in a second, okay, so let's go for this. Power device, and it says on the back, words can change lives, record them perfectly. Okay, so that's the power device, lapel microphone down the carousel on discount today, $39.39. Okay, so that's the sound as far as mobile video is concerned. When you're broadcasting, we said three things are important. One is the camera, two is the microphone, three is lights. We looked at lights, so let's take a step back and look at the microphone. The microphone that you're actually listening to now is the Elgato Wave 3. And I can show it to you. If I go here, I can show you what it looks like. he said, if I go here and I'm waiting for my studio to react. Okay. And we've got, right. Okay. So there's my studio. And there you have the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. It's a USB-A, USB-C. You can plug in external headphones, wired headphones. And on the front of the microphone, excuse me a moment, you have the gain controls. And I need to put that and look at the camera that's actually shooting that. So if we go up here, there you are. You can see the gain controls on the front, and you can see the fact it's actually switched on. I'm going to put that down again. Hopefully the sound didn't go too awry there, but it normally sits about 4 foot away from me on the desktop. Now, the thing about it is that, like most microphones, just a second, that microphone was actually recommended to me by my good friend Alec Dorling in Sweden. And I heard it. I was fortunate. I do broadcasts on Facebook, and I had 4 people. I said to them, bring your microphone with you. Okay. And Chris from Belgium brought her microphone. And also Alec brought his microphone, and it was the Elgato Wave 3. And it is just a class microphone. It's good sound. I mean, you're listening to it now. And a reminder here, as far as microphones are concerned, you're in the box seat. There are over 2,000 Amazon Live broadcasters who you can listen to at any point in time. And you can ask any of them which microphone they're actually using, and they will tell you. Okay, so that is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, and you're listening to it right now. And I love the richness of the tone. It's got great bass on it. It's got volume control, gain control, and it just sounds the part. That's what I thought when I listened to Alec. When Alec was talking on the live broadcast on Facebook, I thought, what a sound. So over to Amazon, onto my wish list, and then I purchased it, and the rest, as they say, is history. Right, the next item in the carousel is the Elgato Stream Deck. So let's stay with Elgato. So we've looked at the Elgato Wave 3. The next product is also an Elgato product, and it's the Stream Deck. Now, I've spoken about the camaraderie between live broadcasters. So there's a team from Belive. That's Belive. That's Nick Wood, Grant Saunders, Efrain Lopez, and Daniel Meyer. And we all help and support each other, as do all the broadcasters on Amazon Live. We're a family. Yeah, we've become a family. We've got to know each other, and we help each other. And Grant and Efrain said, you need a Stream Deck. And then Marco Nova said, you need a Stream Deck. And when your peers say you could make good use of this, you listen. So I put a Stream Deck on my wish list. I'm wondering a bit, what it will do for me. Now, if you, on a daily basis, have lots of Chrome tabs open, and use lots of applications on your desktop, be it PC or Mac, then a Stream Deck can streamline the way that you work and can save you money. Simple as that. Now, I just need to start up the software. I'm going to give you a live demonstration of what it can do. So this is how Stream Deck software works. Okay, so I'm going to first of all show you that I do have a Stream Deck. Okay, I just need to put that out of the way because I'm getting a cluttered desk. This is the Stream Deck. You can see the size of it. Okay, it's about 2.5 inches in height, and it plugs into a USB-C port, USB-A port on your computer, PC or Mac. Okay, then you go to Elgato, you download the software. With the software, you can control this. Yeah. Now, what you've got is a series of 15 buttons. Each button can either load a Chrome tab, load an application, or work as a hotkey. Now, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of hotkeys. If I take myself off solo and I bring this in, and I bring this in, okay, using the hotkeys on here, I can do this. Press that hotkey. That's it. That's what a hotkey does. The hotkeys are within software. You've got hotkeys for OBS, hotkeys for vMix. Hotkeys have been around since Windows 3.1. Hotkeys. Most software has hotkeys, and you can then program the hotkeys into the Stream Deck so that you can change quite a few things in your studio simply by pressing a button. Now, if I go here, just a second, I want to go here and I want to go here. Okay, different way. I can go here, I can go here, I can go here, and those are the three. And back. So quick controls. Any software that's got hotkeys, you can control it. Okay, and the hotkeys in the app, it's a shop. In the Elgato app is a shop, and you can download hotkeys into here from many major pieces of software. Right, but how do you set it up yourself? Let's hide that card. Let's hide the photograph. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. Okay, and I'm going to bring this into the studio. And if I put it on the screen, okay, so you've got, I can switch that camera off, can't I? I mean, let's be honest. Don't need that camera, so we're going to hide the camera. And you can see this is the Stream Deck software. Now, I'm going to tell you the way that I actually use it. Because 5 weeks ago, I knew nothing and didn't know why I needed one. And now I can't work without this. It is part of my working pattern every single day. If you use a lot of Chrome tabs, if you use a lot of applications, if you use software that's got hotkeys, this is the unit. This can change the way that you work. Being honest, it saves me time, it saves me money, because everything I need to know about the Chrome tabs I want to open and about the apps is all stored in here. This is now my memory. Okay, it remembers things. And the thing is that whilst we've got 15 keys on the front screen, I can have different pages. So if I go here, yeah, I've got another page. Go here, I've got another page. And I can have more and more pages. Let's come back to the first page. Right. Now I'm going to operate the software on my desktop. When I start an Amazon Live broadcast, I click the button there, and that takes me to here. Now, if we look at Be Live, this is the first icon. I've typed in the word Be Live there, and then I've told it the URL for my Be Live studio, right? Title, which URL do I need? I also linked to Amazon. So I've typed in Amazon, and I've added the URL to my Amazon Live page. Thank you, Amazon, for giving all broadcasters their own page. During my live broadcast, I demonstrate the Fitbit. So I've got a Fitbit button, and I've typed in Fitbit, and then I've given it the URL to Fitbit. Now, Fitbit's owned by Google, and it's a wonderful piece of kit. On Mondays, starting soon, Nick Wood and I will be live Mondays 11 a.m. Eastern with our movie quiz. And our movie quiz comes from Trivia Plaza, and that's the link to the Trivia Plaza site. Okay, so title, URL, title, URL, title, URL, title, URL. And anytime I press those buttons, it will open a Chrome tab. So my first thing when I'm going to go live on Amazon is I press the Be Live button, I press the Amazon button, I press the Fitbit button, and I press Trivia Plaza. Whilst I'm live, Yeah. I can use, as we saw a moment ago, shortcuts provided by BeLive to move the screen around. So let's just go here. Just to give me a second. This is not going to work, is it? Never mind. Right. So that's basically URLs. If I go back up again, whilst we're live, cameras. I need to load camera software from my desktop. So I can load the OBSBot software by pressing that button. I can load the Logitech software because I've typed in Logitech and I've told it where the program is on my desktop. Nexigo. Again, I've typed in the title and it basically then links through that button there to the Nexigo software on my desktop. Logitech G Hub, you've got the idea now. I've typed in the title and then I've told it where the software is on my machine. And every time I press that button, I get a Logitech software. Every time I press that button, I get an Nexigo software and the Logitech. Yeah, so you've got that. So we've looked at two things you can do. Just a minute. First one is a shortcut to a Chrome tab, a URL. And the second is to a piece of software on your desktop, PC or Mac. Now, if I go off here, I've been using this for 5 weeks and I'm just building up to make this the most powerful piece of kit I've seen. And it saves me time. If I go to the next button, the next page in the bottom right-hand corner, yeah, then I've got more folders. And one of those folders is an AppSumo folder. And these are all the programs that I purchased from AppSumo, which the thing is, I've got to be honest, I love lifetime deals. Okay. Paying monthly is fine, but if you can get a lifetime deal, you can sometimes get a bargain. And the 14 pieces of software on there are items that I bought from AppSumo in recent months. So if I go back and go to here, I'm still working on this. I've got SendFox for email. I've got Radar for social media management. And congratulations to Radar today. Yesterday released an extension, which is absolutely brilliant. I've got shortcuts to Melon and to OneStream and to the Sleek Bio, UK Live, which is my own community, and to TidyCal. So all the buttons are there. Then the next thing I've done is these are all the Facebook groups that I use. And for each one, I've given it a title and then I've given it the URL. Okay, so title and URL for the Belivers group, title and URL for Amazon Live broadcasters, and all that information is now stored on this wonderful unit so that I don't need to remember anything. And when I'm going live, it used to take me about 15 minutes to actually get everything sorted when I'm going to do an Amazon Live. Now with this, I can do it in 5 minutes because I'll bring that back. All I do to start an Amazon Live broadcast is this. Go back up and go left. I go to Be Live. I click the Be Live button. It loads my studio. I go to Amazon. It loads my Amazon Live page. I go to Fitbit. It loads my profile on Fitbit. I go to Trivia Plaza. Loads the movie quiz that I need. Then I go to cameras and I open up, if I go here, OBSBot camera, Logitech camera, Nexigo camera, and Logitech G Hub for the Logitech Lead to Glow light. So in other words, everything that I need to go live, 7 buttons. And that's all I've got to do. Just go to the Stream Deck, press the buttons, and everything's working. Yeah. So if you use a lot of Chrome tabs, if you use a lot of apps, whatever your profession, if you're a CAD designer, anything at all where you're using a lot of the internet, a lot of Chrome tabs, a lot of applications, this can save you time. Time is money. So this can save you money and it can get you organized. Yeah, I've now got into several routines. I cannot remember the last time I typed a URL into the browser. Okay, everything comes from this unit. Okay, so that's the Stream Deck, and it's down in the carousel. And today the Stream Deck is $149.99, and it's down in the carousel right now. Featured item. Okay, now I'm just going to take the BeLive logo off. I broadcast from BeLive. Just let me show you the card again. Okay, so I'm actually broadcasting. This is Lights, Camera, Action, broadcasting from BeLive. Hope you like the new show card created with Canva. And if I hide that, come back to me and say thank you to the software. So screen share's gone. And if you've any questions about anything that I'm talking about, you can ask. Just ask. If you comment, then what will happen is that you will appear on the snake. Okay, so if you comment, you can appear on the snake. Simple as that. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, you can comment, and especially if you're watching me on Amazon Live right now, I'd like to say thank you. And if you've got any questions, please ask. Okay, and as we say that, first comment comes in from my good friend Krista Boven. Hello, Stephen. Stream Deck looks great. Chris is a great friend, lives in Belgium, and one day I'll get to St. Nicholas. It's on my bucket list, Chris. Chris, thank you for commenting. Chris is on Facebook, and she has said that the Stream Deck looks interesting, and it is. It's changed the way that I actually broadcast. Well, I'm organized now. Yeah, before I was clicking things all over the place. Now I just click the buttons and I'm live. So simply good. Right, the item down in the carousel now is the Logitech Brio webcam, and it's $167. Let's just have a look. If I go, oh, wait a minute, now we've got a chance. Okay, let's just do a reprise, shall we? Okay, I'm going to bring this on screen, and I'm going to go here. We've looked at the Lume Cube light. Okay, so that was the, let's just do a quick reprise. Lume Cube light featured in the carousel. Logitech Litra Glow down in the carousel now, which is the light. So we've done the stand, we've done the light. I've talked about the PowerDeWise microphone. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, the link has gone and been posted, so you can actually take a look at these. It is an affiliate link, so I may earn a little bit of commission. Then we looked at the PowerDeWise. Then we looked at the Elgato Wave 3. Okay, and then we looked at the Elgato Stream Deck. Okay, so in this broadcast so far, we've looked at all those items, and going from the beginning, I haven't seen a better stand than the Lume Cube stand. Logitech Litra Glow light lights you. It's safe 24 hours a day. If you're doing video from your mobile phone, then you need an external microphone, and the PowerDeWise microphone is for that. If you're looking for a microphone that has great bass, great software, I didn't show you the software, I will probably later. And if you're looking for somewhere to actually help you get organized, then the Elgato Stream Deck is just absolutely brilliant. So basically, as I've been talking, the links to all of these items have been posted on Facebook and YouTube, and that is my affiliate link. I may earn a small commission, but if you're on Facebook or YouTube and click that link, I just want to say thank you. If you're on Amazon Live and you click the link in the carousel to take a closer look, I want to say thank you as well. Okay. As I say, we're all independent. We don't work for Amazon, and I'm here to tell you the stories, tell you stories really about everything that's in the carousel. Now, the point about that is that I own 80% of what's in the carousel or more. I think if we went through it, I could show you physically every item in the carousel. Now, there's a big point about that. Experience. Yeah, I've been broadcasting for 8 years. The items I've accumulated, I've accumulated a lot since I started on Amazon Live, but I buy things, and I use them. So when I talk about an item, it's not just somebody's just given it me. I bought it, I paid for it, I use it. So if you want help and advice, it's here. All you need to do is ask the question, and it's a free service from Amazon.com. We don't work for Amazon, we work for ourselves. Okay, advert over. So basically, next item, as I said, is Logitech Braille webcam. And you're looking at Logitech Braille webcam right now. If I go here and I'm going to go and take the logo off for a moment, I'm going to replace it with this one. So you're watching Stephen Healey live from Wiltshire in England. And I'm going to take the snake off. If you want to appear on the snake, which may come back later, then please do so. Okay. I often get asked, are there giveaways on your show? And the answer to that is no. Okay. In case you're asking. Right. The giveaway is advice, help and assistance. If you've got any questions, ask. Right. So let's take Brio. So let's go over here. And we're going to look at the main points of the Logitech Brio. Then I'm going to give you a demonstration of the software that controls it. Because believe it or not, I don't look like this. We talk about Logitech Brio 4K webcam, Ultra 4K HD. I'm broadcasting to you in 720, which is DVD quality. 1080 is high definition, and you can broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch in that definition. 4K is up there somewhere. 4K camera has a 4K lens. Okay, so the 4K camera has got a 4K lens to shoot 4K, which means that the 1080 lens is using the same lens. 720 is using the same lens. So 720 and 1080 are improved by the fact you've got a 4K lens. Now, from a practical point of view, you can buy Logitech Brio right now, take it out of the box, plug it into your PC or Mac, and it will work straight away. Millions have been sold. Your computer will know it. The thing you can do straight away is you can add the Brio to OBS. Add the Brio to OBS, set the destination to YouTube, set the resolution to 4K, and you can broadcast to YouTube now in 4K. You just need to have a 20 megabit upload. That's all, speed requirement wise. And you can broadcast in 4K on YouTube. People can watch you in 4K on YouTube live. People can watch you in 4K on YouTube recorded. And thank you, YouTube, because YouTube don't charge for the 4K service. But the other thing about an Ultra 4K camera is if you're going live on OBS or vMix or XSplit VCam, XSplit Broadcaster, brilliant. You can broadcast in 4K to YouTube. And there will be more and more places you can broadcast to in 4K. But in addition to that, as soon as you've got a 4K camera, you can record content on your PC or Mac in 4K. So you're recording the best quality content in the highest definition from a webcam. So if you do how-to videos, if you do explainer videos, if you do any sort of video work where you appear on camera, you will look at your best on a 4K camera, clearer picture. So that's the reason to get a 4K camera now. Local recording, going live on YouTube. The Brio has a noise cancelling microphone built in. Now, this is important. When you're looking for a new webcam or a new microphone, do make sure it's got a noise cancellation. We live in noisy surroundings. No matter where you are, home, office, there's always noise around you. It could be the neighbours next door building a new bathroom. It could be your partner. Noises in the background. And if you're on a Zoom call and you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and there's a noise in the background, it's disconcerting for everybody who's watching. If you're on a Zoom call and you've got noise going on, yeah, noise cancelling microphone. If your dog barks and you've got a noise cancelling microphone, the only person who's going to hear the dog is you. That's why it's important. HD light auto correction. If I switch my light off, I will go darker, but you can still see me. The camera, which is on my monitor, is compensating for that. So I switch it back on again. Remember the three things for a good broadcast: camera, microphone, lights. Camera, microphone, lights. You need all three to look at your best. It's got a wide field of view. It has a 90-degree field of view. If I turn it that way around, it's probably easier. 90 degrees, and it can go in an arc around that 90 degrees. Okay, so that's its field of view. When it's looking out at you, you can see 90 degrees. Just to confirm, this is a 4K camera. It is 4 times the resolution of a typical HD webcam. Most webcams go 1080 and 720. This is 4K, 3840 by 2160, 4K resolution, 4K. And that's the best we as consumers can get at the moment. And it's the best way to record local content or record content locally. The light adjustment we just looked at a moment ago is called right light. Right, now this camera, lens 90 degrees, and it can look, I'll just cover that up for a minute. It can look out over 90 degrees, and that's where the software comes in. If you get a webcam, let's get a webcam. Okay, this is the Logitech C920X, which is down in the carousel. And if you cursor along the carousel, you find it. I've had this for 6 years, so 8 years, and it works perfectly. Logitech build quality, first class. But if you get this beautiful Logitech C920X camera and you pull that down and you put it over the back of your monitor, yeah, that's how it goes, back of your monitor. Or you can put it on a tripod. Any camera these days can go on a tripod, yeah, and it's got that thread at the bottom, and you just put the tripod in, and that's it, all good. But the thing about a camera, I'm just taking this as a typical camera, Logitech C920X. The thing about a camera is that there's no controls on it. If you look on top, nothing. If you look on the side, nothing. If you look on the other side, nothing. If you pull the flap open fully, there are no controls on a webcam. The only thing you can do with a webcam is plug it in. That's the only control you have. You plug it in and it works, but there's nothing on the webcam to help you. You can't, it's got a 90-degree field of view, but what can you do? I mean, I said a moment ago that 3 presets, 90, 78, and 65. Yeah. Camera on its own can't do a thing. So what you need to do is download the software. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, just a second. And I'm going to go screen share. I'm going to go to a window and I'm going to go here. Okay. Whenever you get a new camera, Logitech HubSpot, Nexigo, do go to the website, type in the model number of your camera and download the software. Now, it just so happens that the Logitech software, which I'm going to show you now, this software, which is called Logitech Capture. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Just a second. Let's catch up, shall we? Okay. There's the camera. And okay, just let me check something before we carry on. So that's the camera, and it is the Logitech Brio, and it's 167.96 today. But if I take that picture off, and that's what comes with the camera. If I take that picture off, let's just hide that for a second. Okay, and I'm going to take that off. Okay, and I'm going to shrink myself. I need to shrink myself in order for this to work. Just a second. Let me change theme and shrink. Okay, so now you can see the software. And this software you download for free is called Logitech Capture. Yeah. And this is what allows you to control the camera. Now, I can go to the right. He said, just a second. Just let me get this set up. I can go to the right once, twice. I can go to the left. I can go down. I can go up. Okay. So that's the first thing you can do. But the reason that this software is important is very, very simple, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. The thing is that I don't look like this. Well, physically I look like this, but my office doesn't look like this. Basically, as you can see on the right-hand side of the software, blue line, I've got zoom on. And that means that I've adjusted everything so that you only see what I want you to see. Shall we take the zoom off? So I'm going to use the software. Okay, and just give me a second. And I'm going to take the zoom off. 1, 2, 3. And there. Okay, this is what I actually look like. This is the default camera settings. And let's go here. I'm going to put that on screen. Camera's default settings. And there are no controls on a camera. You need software. And the software you need is Logitech Capture. Because otherwise you'd look like this. If you watch live broadcasts, the number of times that you see people exactly like this, because you can't do anything. The camera doesn't help you. You need the software. Yeah, the software is what changes how you look. It's as simple as that. So all you need to do, all I need to do now is go zoom once, zoom twice, and go to 78 degrees. That's it. I'm happy. And I just want to do a little jink. Notice how I'm doing all this whilst live, which makes me 3 things: foolish, brave, and informed, hopefully. Okay, so getting the software allows you to do things. If I go using the software, you can control the color intensity. Yeah. So I can increase the color intensity and I can decrease the color intensity, and I'm hoping this works. I can decrease it and I can go to sepia. So all these changes are available to you when you get the software. Now, the good thing is, if you've got a Logitech C928, 922, 925, 930, Brio, or C270, it's the same software. It's the Logitech Capture software. Download it. Your camera will recognize it straight away. And then you're in control and you can change how you look on camera. Instead of looking like this, just a minute. Instead of looking like this, you can look as you want to look rather than how the camera sees you. No controls on the camera. The controls are in the software and it's free. You bought the hardware. You paid your dollars for the hardware. If it's a Logitech camera, if it's an Obiswat camera, Nexigo camera, you've paid for the hardware. The software that comes with it is free. And all you need to do is to go to the company website, type in your model number, download the software, and you are then in total control of your camera. And remember, that didn't quite work, did it, Smith? A zoom too far. Remember, it's all about being comfortable on camera. And part of that, obviously, is camera confidence, a totally topic which I'm willing to talk about. If you've got a question about camera, 2 questions you could ask me. How do I improve my confidence on camera? And secondly, how do I become an Amazon live broadcaster? I'm happy to answer both those questions. When you're on screen, you need to have headroom, yeah? And that's the space above your head. If you ever watched a Zoom call and you've got somebody on camera who looks like this, then don't you find it a bit distracting? Are they wearing a hat? What's happening? Oh, right. Okay. So headroom is important, framing yourself. The other thing you want to be is reasonably in the center of the screen. Yeah. Now, so those are two quick tips: headroom and be in the center of the screen. The third tip is this. Okay. What you're watching now is a moving picture. Yeah. As I move, a screenshot is taken, and in fact, it takes 30 screenshots every second and transmits those 30 screenshots per second over the internet, puts them all back together again. And that's why this is called moving pictures. All right. If you want to save a few trees, if I was to go like that, then if I sit like this, you can send the same frame over and over. So not statue-like, but if I'm reasonably consistent in how I sit, I'm actually saving trees because it just works that way. Yeah. You don't want to be wooden on live video because you want to have some sort of expression. If you use your hands, you use your hands. Okay. If you smile, it's always a good idea. But the thing is that don't move too much. And again, you've probably seen this on a Zoom call where people go like this. And you can see that they're not at all interested in what you're doing. They're just sat away in the corner and they're listening, but they're not watching. And you've got to be in a situation where you're actually on stage, on screen, listening to people and watching people. And this looking at the camera, which I do most of the time, looking at the camera, learn skill. You can do it. The other thing you can do is if you want, you can be on my side of the camera and you can be in color. See how I did that? You can be in color and be on Amazon Live. I'm basically, you just need to have a following on a social media network and a will to actually be focused. I'm totally focused on Amazon Live. I go live 5 every weekday, 11 a.m. Eastern. And I just love it. This is the best place to be. Yeah, it's the best place to broadcast live. I mean, 7 years ago, it used to be Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Twitch, but the best place to broadcast live now is Amazon Live. It's where you're watching me on Amazon Live now. That's testament to it. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. If you've got any questions about anything at all in relation to live broadcasting, that is not the meaning of life, I can't do that question. But if you've got any questions at all about live broadcasting, then please do ask. And I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. Just a reminder, if we go here and I go here, you're watching Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healey, live from England. And we talk about cameras, we talk about microphones, we talk about Fitbits. I am broadcasting from be.live, and my name is Stephen Healey. Okay, so that's the Brio camera. Just to finish off on the Brio camera, if I go here, basically you have the fields of view. I showed you that. Get the software. Any camera you buy, get the software, get control. Versatile mounting options. Remember, cameras can now be mounted on a tripod like the LumeCube tripod, which is in the carousel. And that's just a beautiful design. Because, just a minute, I know what I've got here. I can show you. Every camera has a thread on the bottom, and that's how you actually put it onto a tripod. Okay, the other thing about a tripod, what's the next camera? Okay, there's another thing about a tripod. Let me just set something up for a moment. because I want to talk about tripods. So we're going to talk about tripods. Let's go over here and go here. So I'm just setting something up. I'll be back in a second. And I want to talk about a camera, right, which is down the carousel. Now it's the Oberspot Tiny camera. And Oberspot Tiny are a very special camera. Yeah. So just to finish off, this is the Brio. It's 4K. It's 4K, 1080 and 720p. It was released. The latest version is September 22, according to Corinda. The software I showed you is Logitech Capture. Camera default settings is all you've got unless you get the software, because there's no controls on a camera. The photography, the backdrop behind me is the Fovitech green screen, and I'll be talking tomorrow. Reminds me, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, I am live on Amazon Live, and we're talking about green screens. It's the broadcast where things can go wrong and quite often do go wrong. Yeah. So the next item we're talking about is here. Just a minute. Let me find it. Is this it? It's the Oberspot Tiny PTZ webcam down in the carousel, and here it is. No, that's not it. Just a minute. Here it is. I need to make an adjustment. So you're looking at the Oberspot Tiny camera that's down in the carousel at the moment, 25% off today. Now, a word about that. If I go here, right. Okay, a word about that. Let's just get a bit closer. Okay. This is the Oberspot camera you've been seeing throughout the broadcast. It's actually mounted on the Loom Cube tripod, which is towards the beginning of the carousel. The reason for mounting any camera on a tripod is this. Okay, what you have, let's switch that light off. What you have, this is my BenQ monitor down the carousel, 27-inch monitor, CAD, very high definition. But this is what an Oberspot camera looks like. You have the lens on top, you've got a 2-axis gimbal, and then you've got the base. You've then got a USB-A to USB-C connection. That's the Brio we saw a moment ago, and that's the Nexigo, which is an American camera, American designed, and that's the Logitech Glow light. So that's how I'm set up. But when you're broadcasting live, the thing is that you tend to look at the screen. Yeah, I would. You naturally, you're watching people on screen. You're actually looking down here. But if you're actually the one doing the broadcast, you want to be looking at the camera, at the Oberspot, at the Brio, at the Nexigo, and you want to be looking directly into the lens. But you've got to look up to do that. You've got to look up. And that gives you a problem, because looking up is a learned skill. Whereas if you mount your camera on a tripod, you don't need to learn anything, because all you've got to do is look directly into the camera. Now, the Oberspot Tiny is, I've got two Oberspots. This is the first one I bought. It's 720 and 1080p. As you've seen, it's on a twin-axis gimbal. Now, that means that it can PTZ, pan, tilt both ways, and zoom, PTZ. And it's on a gimbal, so it can actually go through 130 degrees. I'll show you in a minute. I'll give you a practical demonstration, 2 minutes. It's the most fun you can have with a camera, because I'm sat down now, and basically this is what the Brio does. This is what the Nexigo does. The Oberspot does something else, and I'm going to show you now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm going to pick those up as well. Just a minute. I'm going to stand up. And the thing about the Oberspot Tiny is this. That as I move around, the Oberspot is actually tracking me. It's got AI tracking software built in. So it's not only is it PTZ, it's got tracking software. And as I move around the office, it actually follows me. And there are two things it does. It gives me headroom automatically. I don't need to work. My hand, I'm nowhere near the computer. It gives me headroom and it makes sure I'm in the center of the screen. Wherever I move, the observer will adjust so that after a second, a split second. And the other thing you'll notice is how smooth, as I move around, how smooth it is. Right, okay, so using the obspot as we are at the moment, the next thing I want to talk about is down in the carousel as a featured item. I'm just going to check something for you. You can see the cameras following me, but we're talking about Aftershok's Air Apex. Today they're $149.99, which is a 6% discount on these headphones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go move my chair out of the way, and I'm going to move close to the camera. And as I move close to the camera's going to follow me. These are Aftershok's Air Apex. They are lightweight. They only weigh 28 grams. They're made for the outdoors, for walking, jogging, running, and cycling. They are waterproof. They're coated. Yeah, they are coated and waterproof. Now, this is important. I live in England. It rains, and it rains a lot. I can go in a rainstorm, and these just carry on working. They go on your head like that, and they are over your ear. There's nothing in your ear. This is important because if there's nothing in your ear, you're not going to get irritated by it. If there's nothing in your ear, it's not going to fall out because it's actually hooked over your ear. And three, this is a great way of having awareness of what's going on around you, the safety factor. If you're wearing these headphones, you can talk to the person next to you because your ears are still able to hear what's being said. You can hold a conversation with the person next to you. You can see and hear the traffic in front of you. You can hear the traffic behind you. If a cyclist comes up behind you, you can hear them too. Your ears are still working. Right, how does the technology work? Basically, the speakers aren't there. They go and send a vibration through your cheekbone to your inner ear. Direct connection. Now, the sound quality is first class. Okay, it's not hi-fi, but it is pretty good. What I do at 11:30 every morning is I put these headphones on. I have my Fitbit and I've got my mobile phone, and I switch the headphones on. All right, I'll switch it back on again. Welcome to Aftershok's battery high. First step done. Second step, go into settings on my phone, go to connections and go to Bluetooth, and you can see as soon as I switch these on, the Air Apex is actually connected. Okay, good. The next thing is to load Amazon Music. Okay, pick my favorite playlist and we'll go here. And then I just need to press play. And I can now listen to music and walk for an hour and a half. And the music, well, rock music, absolutely brilliant. So these headphones work well outdoors. They also work well indoors. They're so light, I forget I'm wearing them. Control-wise, you've got power on and off. You've got skip to next track. You have the ability to take a phone call with one click. You can make a phone call. And you can voice dial if you want. Now, we've tested both those. My partner Angelica and I phone each other, and we know that that works, and the voice is very, very clear. As far as being paired is concerned, the source of the sound can be up to 41 foot away. I've seen that tested, so I know that works. They're flexible. They're lightweight. They have good quality sound. You can make and take phone calls. You can control your phone from them. I've got to be honest here. I've actually got two pairs of Aftershok's. Every time they bring a new model out, then I'm first in the queue. Okay, so we've been looking at, I'm just going to sit down now. And, wait a minute, hang on. I'm just going to sit down now. Would you mind sitting down with me? Oh, hang on a second. Let's go here. Okay, so I'm going to take you over to the monitor, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to try and switch angles. Let's see what happens now. So we're going to go back. That was the aftershocks, which are on discount today, and we're just now talking about the OBSBot Tiny, and just a few features of the OBSBot Tiny in a minute. Just let me come back to me. Okay, so it's following me again. Oh, it will do now. Okay, so again, this camera's on a tripod. It's the right height for me just to look at the camera, ignore everything else. Anything I missed? It can track you. It has a fast mode. It's 1080p, 720p. It's the most fun you can have with the camera because it's not static. If you think of the Brio and the Nexigo, they're static cameras. The OBSBot has got a life of its own with the eye tracking software built in. The thing I love about it is that OBSBot are always improving both the software that controls the camera and the software in the camera, the firmware. So they keep it up to date. I love it so much. I've got two OBSBots. I've got the 4K version and the 1080p version, and they do different jobs and allow me to tell different stories whilst I'm live on Amazon Live. And you can see that this camera is determined to follow me. If I stand up, then the camera's going to follow me, and it's going to put me in the center of the screen. It's going to give me headroom. If I sit down, this is a tricky bit. If I sit down, it's going to lose me. Never mind. Let's come back to me. Okay. But the OBSBot, basically, if I go, I'll just give you the main features of the OBSBot. Let's just go here, and I'm going to go to the OBSBot Tiny. Oh, I said earlier, never, ever, ever sit at the side of the screen. Always be in front of the screen. So we're talking about the OBSBot Tiny PTZ webcam. It's AI powered, and that says start tracking me. That says stop tracking me, and the camera can see that and react accordingly. It's a full 1080p webcam. It's got dual omnidirectional microphones. It's great as a conference cam. Put it down on a tripod in the center of the conference table, and the person with the software can actually control it. Now it says it's got a 90-degree wide angle, and that's true. But remember, it's on a 2-axis gimbal, so it can actually see through 130 degrees. That's why it can follow you around. Low light correction. If the light is dimmed, then it will compensate. We've seen the AI-powered PTZ. It's an AI-powered PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom webcam. Pan, tilt, zoom. It's got a privacy mode. If I go here, where can I go? Just a minute. If I go over here, okay, and basically you can see that webcam, this one, is actually asleep. If I press a button, watch that bit. That's total privacy because the lens is turned inside into the body. You can't possibly be watching anything. If I press resume, then it does that. Okay, and if I go like that, I just love doing this. It goes back to sleep or resume. Okay, I'm getting carried away now. Let's come back to me. Okay, so we're back to me, and I'm going to go. Just give me a second. I'm going to go to the other camera. Okay, so we're back now. We're back. So privacy built in. It's got a sleep mode. If you don't use the camera, you can set a preset 5 or 10 minutes. If you don't use the camera during that time, it will go into sleep mode, switch yourself off. It's got 3 preset positions. As we saw, it can look at me. Yeah. And just give me a second. Okay. Let's go here. It can look at me. It can look at the monitor. And it can look at my Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is also down in the carousel. Okay, so 3 preset positions. You can adjust them at any time. Yeah, and so simple to do. And come back to here. Headroom mode is making sure you've got space headroom wise. It's got face auto exposure. This was a software update late last year. If I go and look, hang a minute, let's go here just a second. Okay, if this is pretty good, the face exposure is good. They've improved it, and they keep improving the way that the camera sees you. It's got noise reduction, not noise cancellation, because it's a conference camera, and it's got motion mode. If somebody's running about the gym, you could actually track them around the gym. Auto sleep we just talked about. Switch itself off if it's not being used. It's on a 2-axis gimbal. It's got a magnetic mount. I can show you that. If I go here and I go here, the magnetic mount is there, and you can see it goes over the lip goes over the monitor, and then it's actually magnetic. Okay, this is attached to the stand there by a magnet, a very strong magnet. I mean a very, very strong magnet. Okay, so that's it. That is the OBSWAT Tiny, and it has to, I've got to say that it holds a special place for me because the OBSWATs in general do more than static cameras, and they're great to use, great to demonstrate, great to record video on. I mean, I record a lot of video. I train people how to go live. That's what, besides being on Amazon Live, over the last 8 years, I've trained thousands of people all about live broadcasting. And it's a joy to use the OBSWAT cameras to be able to achieve that. Yeah. And the thing is, when a camera's popular, when you get the question on Facebook and people say, which camera should I use for my live broadcasts? And more people are saying OBSWAT, because you can present sat down, you can present stood up, one camera. OBSWAT for the win. Okay, back to me. Okay, so you're now looking at the Brio again. So this is Logitech Brio webcam, and we talked about it a moment ago. So let me just clear the decks. Okay, let's hide everything. So everything's hidden. Now, I want to say thank you for watching me live. You're watching Stephen live from England. I'm here to help you. If you've got any questions at all, then please do ask. Okay, the next item we're going to look at, if I come down here, I'm going to need to go, give me a second. Okay, is this. And I can bring this on screen. All right, this is the TP-Link Deco. It is down in the carousel. It's $129.99. It's a 13% discount today. I posted the link on Facebook and on YouTube. I just need to change a camera. Okay. And I'll be back with you in a trice. So I'm back now, and we're looking at, the thing is, the only way you can control the internet that's coming into your property, yeah, by paying more. The more you pay, faster internet you get. Simple principle. And we're all headed towards gigabit internet. But the question is, what happens to the Wi-Fi once it's inside your house? Now, we used to use plugs that go into electrical sockets, and the Wi-Fi was passed around the house via the electrical sockets, and that worked, except when we were watching a Netflix Prime film, sorry, an Amazon Prime film, Netflix Prime, go figure, Amazon Prime film, a 90-minute film, every so often it would go like that, and it was buffering, yeah, because the internet The Wi-Fi wasn't good enough. And as luck would have it, one of the plugs broke and I couldn't reset it. So I had to look for an internet system, a Wi-Fi system that was actually going to work for us. And after doing my research, I came up with the TP-Link Deco. Now, as far as the TP-Link Deco is concerned, if I'm broadcasting to you using this unit here, which is the TP-Link Deco, basically the pack of 3, the first one you plug into the back of your router, switch it on, and it will pair with your router. Download the software, the TP-Link software, on your iPhone or Android phone, and you then have control. Enter the password and a guest password if you wish. Then go to another room, plug in the second unit, power it up. It will find the first unit, the 2 are now connected. Take the third unit, put that in another room, switch it on, it will find the first 2. You've now got a network. Now, the network itself, if I go here, the network itself can handle 100 devices. Think PCs, think Echo Dots. I nearly said a name then. Think phones. Can all be handled by the TP-Link. Now, since we got this, I can watch with Angelica an Amazon Prime film or a Netflix film without interruption at all. That has disappeared. There is none of that. All gone. Because the distribution of the Wi-Fi is so, well, the load is balanced so well by the units. We don't have to do anything. The only thing we have to do is give the guest password to everybody who visits because they want to enjoy our Wi-Fi. Right, 2 true stories. Okay. I have a friend in Aberdeen called Peter Stewart. You may have heard of him. He's a singer and a good friend. And he lives in Aberdeen. And his office is a garage which has been added on to an existing building. So it's an extension. So he's got an outside wall between him and the router. And he wasn't getting good internet. So he was going to put Cat5 cat cable all the way through the wall, through another wall, and to the router. And then he came and said, well, does anybody have another solution? I said, yes, TP-Link Deco. And Peter ordered the TP-Link Deco straight away, installed it himself in 30 minutes, and then said, it's the best purchase I've made in 2022. Simple as that. So he's happy. Peter's happy. His Wi-Fi works. Second example, my good friend Nick Wood, who is also an Amazon Live broadcaster, does a show called Keto Nick, in which he broadcasts from his kitchen. Keto Nick on Amazon Live. And he doesn't have good Wi-Fi in his kitchen, or at least he didn't. He was finding it difficult to broadcast from his kitchen because the Wi-Fi wasn't good enough. Long story short, Nick bought the TP-Link and now he can broadcast from his kitchen to Amazon Live and everybody's happy. Right, let's just take 1 or 2 things off screen. So I'm going to take the logo off screen because you know it's me now and apply. I'm going to hide that. So the only thing we're left with is me. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. It's always a pleasure to broadcast on Amazon Live. I'm back at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. We're talking about green screens, background removal. Join me if you can. Enjoy the rest of your day and take care. Goodbye for now.